Question for you, Michelle. You were 20 plus years CHRO. You were tasked within your previous organization for that contract labor relationship. So can you talk a little bit about the differences between the different procurement options we have out there today?
Yes, and I will also start by saying that it's not one solve for everything, right? We have to have multiple strategies to try to tackle this. But related to the agency spend, one of the things I was responsible for was trying to really figure out what's the best scenario in terms of how do we try to get those costs down. So as Matt described, the direct relationships are really where it sounds like some of you had in the room, where you have more than one agency that you're working with, which means that you likely have more than one contract, more than one invoicing, more than one set of how they give you the credentials and the time chart sheets. So that's what we mean by direct. It's not necessarily a consolidated approach or a one-stop approach, but it is where you can build the relationships with the agencies, but you have multiple that you're trying to manage through different scenarios. The MSP relationship, which is the managed service provider relationship, is where oftentimes the managed service providers will help be that one stop for you, and they then will send out to all of the different agencies. So now you're dealing with one agency, one invoice typically, but you don't necessarily have the relationship with the agencies. And with that MSP, they often it's between the sub-agencies, the MSP, before it finally gets to you for procuring that staff and labor. So it takes time when you have that particular relationship. Not that that's a bad thing, there's perfect reasons why you might want an MSP, but it does take time. Whereas a VMS, and a truly vendor management system, you have the opportunity to insource your contract labor. So now healthcare can be in the situation where you're the contract with all of the agencies through the technology that helps you manage all those relationships. So one invoice, one ability to manage all of those relationships through technology, taking out anybody in between you and those agencies. So you have a direct relationship, but through a consolidated approach.